The sun over Lagos Market does not care about dreams. It beats down on the zinc roofs, on the dust, on the face of a young woman named Amara who has been standing here since 5 in the morning. She sells pure water, those small sachets of cold water that people buy for 20 naira, and every naira matters. Every single one. Make I take 3 sachets for 50, a customer says, a man in a faded shirt, already walking away as if the deal is done. Amara shakes her head. Oga, work like that. 20 naira each. That is the price. The man grumbles, but pays. He does not see what that extra 10 naira means. He does not know that Amara's mother died 2 years ago, that she was the one in school, the one with the best grades in her class. But when their mother passed, there was no money for 2 school fees. So Amara made a choice that still sits in her chest like a stone. She dropped out. So Ngozi, her younger sister, could stay. Ngozi must finish. She whispers to herself as she counts the day's earnings. She must. 240 naira. Not enough. Not yet. But the term fee is due in 3 weeks, and Amara will stand here every day until her feet ache and her voice goes hoarse before she lets Ngozi miss a single day of class. That is the weight of this story. A young woman selling water under a punishing sun, not because she has to, but because love made her choose the harder road. A shadow fell across Amara's table. Not the usual customer with sweat on their brow. A woman. Sharp blazer. Shoes that cost more than Amara made in a month. She wasn't looking at the water. She was looking at Amara. How much for 1 sachet? The woman asked, already knowing the price. Amara told her. The woman didn't buy. She stood there, listening as Amara turned to the next seller and explained why she worked until her voice gave out. My sister. Ngozi. School fees. The woman stepped closer. Which class is your sister? Amara blinked. Why does this stranger care? SS2, she stammered. She wants to study medicine. The woman's face softened. And her favorite subject, Amara felt her throat tighten. Biology. She draws the human heart from memory. The woman nodded slowly, like she was checking something against a list in her head. I used to sell pure water too, the woman said. Right here in this market. 10 years ago. Amara's mouth fell open. I run a scholarship foundation now, for girls like your sister. The woman reached into her bag, pulled out a pen, and tore a corner from an empty water sachet. She wrote a number on it. Call me. Ngozi's fees are covered. From now until university. Amara's hands shook as she took the scrap. Tears hit the dusty ground before she could speak. Why me? She whispered. The woman smiled. Because someone did it for me. Now you do it for another when your time comes. That afternoon, the sun still beat down. But the weight on Amara's shoulders? Lighter than it had been in years. One stranger. One conversation. One torn sachet that became a lifeline. 3 years. 3 long, dusty, sweat-soaked years. The graduation hall buzzed with pride and plastic chairs scraping against the floor. Parents fanned themselves with programs. Cameras clicked, and then the principal called her name. Ngozi Okonkwo. Best graduating student, senior secondary class. Amara sat in the back row, her palms pressed flat against her lap. The same green dress she had worn to every parent-teacher meeting, every visiting day. The same dress, but a different life. When Ngozi took the microphone, the hall fell silent. People ask me who my role model is. They expect me to name a president, a professor, a celebrity. She paused, her voice cracking. I point to the back row, to the woman in the green dress who has not bought herself a new wrapper in 4 years so that I could buy textbooks. The scholarship benefactor sat in the front row. She was already crying. Amara Okonkwo is not just my sister. She is my mother. She is my father. She is my everything. The hall erupted. Amara stayed seated, shaking, because if she stood up, her knees would give way. But the story did not end on that stage. The foundation that sponsored Ngozi had also set up a small business fund. Amara used it to open a provision shop, a tiny shop. Sugar, soap, milk, biscuits. Simple things. Within a year, she had hired 2 young women. Both of them had been selling pure water in the same market where Amara once stood. That is the harvest of sacrifice. It does not come quickly. It does not come easily. But it comes. The soil of self-denial, watered with tears, eventually yields fruit. As the sisters say in their village church, God does not forget a seed planted in faith. He sends the rain. He sends the sun. And in His time, He sends the harvest. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to know that their struggle is not invisible. Subscribe for more stories of African resilience, and let us know in the comments who sacrificed for you.